What is up, all you worship peoples? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Nate Meist, and I love equipping worship leaders with helpful and encouraging content. And in this video, we're going to be looking at a brand new release by Redman called King of Calvary off of his latest album, and learning how to play it on an acoustic guitar and breaking down everything you need to know to do that. I will also be bringing this song into my most rigorous grading system at the end of the video, so stick around for that, but let's get into it. If you're new here, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If these videos are helping you, which is the goal, why don't you give them a like and maybe even subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss future worship tutorials. Alright, so there are 3 things we'll be going over in this video to help you learn this song on an acoustic guitar. The first thing is key and capo placement. So the key that the song was originally recorded in on the album, the key that I'll be playing it in, and how to use your capo to play in some other keys, still using the same exact chord shapes that I'm going to teach you in this video. The second thing are strumming patterns. I'm going to teach you how I'm going to approach this song strumming wise. And the third and final thing are the chords. I'm going to play through each section of the song individually, and as I do, I will have these handy little chord diagrams in the upper right-hand corner so that you can pause the video and see exactly what my finger placement is for every chord that I use. As always, don't forget that this video is segmented, which means that you can skip ahead to any part of the song that you would like to learn right now. Alright, so this song was originally recorded in the key of B flat, and what that would mean for you on an acoustic guitar is having your capo on fret number 3, 1, 2, 3, and then playing in what's called the G position. If you don't know what the G position is or how to play in it, I have a video explaining that, so click up above or down below for more information on that. I'm going to stay in this key for this tutorial, the key of B flat. It fits my voice just fine, and it makes it easy for you guys because then you hear the song on Spotify or whatever, and then you hear what I'm playing, and it all goes together. So I'm going to stay in that key, but there might be some other keys that you would like to play in. It's super easy to do that, especially since our capo is kind of like in the middle of the fretboard, so you can kind of go down, you can kind of go up if you want. If we go down, for example, 1 fret to fret number 2, play in that same G position, and now you're in the key of A. Go down 1 more fret, fret number 1, that's the key of A flat or G sharp, and take your capo off completely, and you're playing a G-shaped chord, so that means that you're in the key of G, if you're in standard tuning, by the way. And just so you know, standard tuning is E, A, D, G, B, E. We could also go up in key to fret number 4 with our capo. That's going to put us in the key of B. And then to fret number 5, and that's going to be the key of C. And the cool thing about this is that you're going to use the same exact chord shapes that I'm going to teach you in this video. You just got to move your capo, and then you'll be in a different key. Something else that might be able to help you out is downloading your chord chart in the key of G if you're using a chord chart. And then that'll make it even easier for you to follow along with the chords that I'm going to teach in this video, because I'll be calling out the chords for the key of G, not the actual key that we're in. The actual key that we're going to be in is B flat. But to make it easy for you guys to kind of transpose to a different key, I'm going to be calling out the positional chords. So that would be the key of G. Alright, so for the strumming patterns for this song, it's pretty simple, man. This song doesn't really have much of a beat to it or a rhythm, you know, and because of that, I'm pretty much going to play all downstrokes for this song. So whether we're in the verses and it's just kind of like letting the chords ring out, kind of thing, or maybe when we get to the chorus and it's a little bit more energy there, but there's still not like a designated beat or rhythm to that section, maybe I'll kind of pick it up like... But pretty much I'm going to be doing all downstrokes, and as we play through each section of the song, you're going to see how I treat it strumming wise. But no, there's not going to be like an identifiable strumming pattern that I'm going to use in this song. It's just going to be all downstrokes. So, alright, let's learn these chords. This is the intro. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, this is verse number 1. So 1, 2, 3. Should I forget the kindness of your heart? Should I forget how beautiful your grace? Oh, lead me to that old and rugged cross, and let these eyes be opened once again. 2, 3, should I? And then into the next verse. So just a quick note on the second line of this verse for that B minor 7. You could easily replace that chord with a D and it would sound just fine. Honestly, listening to the album version of the song and looking at the chord chart that they have on Song Select, I'm not sure if a B minor 7 is actually the right chord there. In the other verses, I'm hearing a D. So it goes from that E minor 7 up to the D and then to the C. So if that B minor 7 is difficult for you to play, just replace it with a D chord and you'll be good to go. Alright, this is verse number 2. So 1, 2, 3. Should I look up and see those healing wounds be unaffected by this mystery? Oh, wash me now beneath that crimson flow. Let me behold the King of Calvary. 3, 4, hear every... And then into the chorus right there. Alright, this is the first chorus. So 1, 2, 3. Hear every drop of blood says I am loved, and mercy reaches out for me. Let every grateful breath cry hallelujah to the King of Calvary. And that chord is the first chord for the next section, which is the turnaround. Alright, then they go to a turnaround, which is just the intro again. So just refer back to that intro that I taught you for this turnaround after the first chorus. Alright, this is verse number 3. So 1, 2, 3, the blood that flowed will never lose its power. This cross of Christ forever stands to say that we have been adopted into love and rescued by the King of Calvary. Oh, praise His name, this King who died for me. After verse 3, they go into a chorus again, and you can just refer back to the first chorus that I already taught you for that second chorus after verse number 3. Alright, this is the instrumental after the second chorus. This is going to take you into verse 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 2, 3, 4, into verse number 4. Alright, just a quick recap on those chords that we just played for the instrumental. There was some that I kind of just, blazed by, and they might be a little bit more complicated for maybe a beginner, so I'm going to break some of those chords down. For instance, the G sus over E. That's what I'm playing for that G sus over E. It's you got to stretch that that index finger. It can get pretty challenging. You can also play this as a C2 over E, which would look like this. So if that's easier for you, that's super easy for most players because they already know the C shape. So just play a C2 chord with the open E, and that's that's what that could look like. So you can just, use that as your G sus over E. And then the other chord was a G sus over C. So that's what that looks like. Kind of slow down for you. Alright, this is verse 4, and also I'm going to include the tag after this verse, and that's like the ending of the song, pretty much. So it's just verse 4 and the tag after verse 4. I'm going to play them both together, and this is the ending of the song right here. So 1, 2, 3, then to arrive in paradise one day and see in full as I'm fully seen. Oh, what a grace forever to behold the Lamb of God, my King of Calvary. Oh, praise His name, this King who died for me. This King who died for me. This King who died for me. Alright guys, we have learned all the chords for the song there. There are some challenging chords in that one for sure. But why don't we now bring the song into my most rigorous grading system. It could receive up to 3 check marks, so let's see how it does. The first check mark is to examine whether this song would sound good, not only in a full band context, but also with just one instrument. The funny thing about this check mark for this song in particular is that there is like little to no instrumentation on this song. It's like there's just like kind of voices in the background, there's some piano, there's a little bit of acoustic guitar I hear in there. I'm sure there's some other stuff, you know, in the production of it, but there's very, very little instrumentation. So yeah, I mean, of course it gets this check mark. It would have to work on one instrument because it pretty much does in the recording. So I think that this song would sound best on one instrument if you had to do it on one instrument on a piano. The guitar might be a little bit rough to play. I would definitely have to kind of add some maybe some rhythmic elements to my strumming to kind of make it work and to make it sound interesting. But I think it would sound beautiful on just a piano. You know, there's some parts that only have, like the verse 4, it only has a piano in it. So yeah, I think this song would do great with just one instrument. Checkmark number 2, would this song be easy for you and your worship team to learn? So you're giving this song to your worship team, and you might have a wide range of skill sets, a wide range of levels of experience on your team. You got some people that may have been playing, you know, forever, you know, and others that have just picked up their instrument. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when, you know, bringing a new song into your repertoire as a worship leader. I am going to say no. I think that you guys could imagine why. There's a lot to figure out in this song chord-wise. There's a lot to figure out, like, in terms of how you're going to play it in church. And, you know, it might be easy for you. You know, you might already have in your mind, like, oh, I'm just going to play pads and I'm going to add some strings to it. Or, you know, my guitarist has a really cool, you know, sound with his pedals, and he's going to, you know, make it sound just like the album. And you might already have it, like, figured out and dialed in, and that's great. But it just gets a no for me because there's a lot of chords. There's a certain vibe that this song has that, you know, if you don't carry across that vibe, it's just not going to live up to its fullest potential. And then checkmark number 3, is this song congregational? Would it fit nicely into your Sunday morning set list, into your repertoire? Absolutely. You know, just judging off the lyrical content alone, it's so solid, and the melodies are so beautiful. I think that the melodies themselves are intuitive as well. I think that would be really easy for your church to pick up, which is nice. Both the verses and the chorus as well. And yeah, I think that this would fit great in your church. Again, you know, you're gonna have to figure out where it's gonna go in your set list. It's a very soft, mellow song. You know, it might be kind of cool as like a breather. Like you just played a song that was full band, now you're gonna take a little break. and play this one, and then maybe the next song you're going to bring the band back in and some more energy, and it might work really well in that sense. But yes, it would fit amazing into your Sunday morning or Wednesday night or whenever you're doing your services. It would fit great into your set list. Alright, so that is King of Calvary by Matt Redman, guys. This was a fun one for me to figure out in order to teach it to you guys. There's a lot going on in this song, but I love this song. I love how he incorporated the voices, and it just gives it a really cool vibe, man. If you're already doing this song, comment down below. I hope that this video helps you to do this song, and if there are any other songs that you'd like me to cover, like me to teach, comment down below, guys. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your suggestions. I will definitely take those things into mind when planning my next videos. So I hope that it's going well for you wherever you're doing ministry or leading worship. I know that the Lord is with you. He's going to bring success to what you're doing. If you're serving Him and putting Him first, you're going to be blessed for that. Don't forget that you are a servant. You serve the people. You serve the Lord. Don't be surprised when somebody treats you like a servant. It's going to be great for you if you keep that mindset and that perspective. I'll see you guys in the next video.